Increasingly, it looks as if President Joe Biden has neither the energy nor the acuity to make it to the finish line. And that could be a bad thing for Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Ambition being what it is, if stumbling Joe belly flops, then Big Gretch will most certainly dive into the Democratic primary. That'll bring withering scrutiny from an equally ambitious National Press Corps. No longer will Whitmer's national news clippings be limited to the doodlings of hand-picked sycophants with liberal arts degrees living in cramped Manhattan apartments. Just ask Vivek Ramaswamy, by far the most entertaining contestant in last week's Trumpless GOP reality show. And if you're the most entertaining, you win the internet. With Ramaswamy's win, however, comes the media stink eye. Notice how the East Coast press has zeroed in on his business dealings, his calls for a national revolution, the defunding of Israel, his fantasies of bromancing Vladimir Putin away from China. It'll be hotter for Whitmer because there's an actual record to rummage through. And it's not very good. Some pugnacious reporters eager to make a name for themselves are going to excavate those unflattering facts. To wit, Whitmer has her very own poisoning scandal reminiscent of the Flint debacle. It happened in Benton Harbor, another poor, majority black town that's home to 10,000 people on the shores of Lake Michigan. The state, Whitmer, knew since 2019 that the water there was poisoned from the lead pipes coming in at four times higher than acceptable levels. Whitmer's response was apathetic, to say the least. Residents in Benton Harbor were told to run the tap for a while before using it and to, quote, use cold water for preparing baby formula. Now comes the latest. Dig this. A consultant to her administration, a lawyer, mind you, not a scientist, was employed to monitor Benton Harbor. That consultant, in a 2021 email sent to Whitmer's directors of health and environmental departments, as well as a senior advisor to her, warned of the anemic response to the calamity. But his warning was written in code. The consultant, according to the lawsuit filed against Benton Harbor, wrote English words using corresponding Greek letters. Encrypted writings make it more difficult for reporters to track things down, but not impossible, because this wasn't exactly the stuff of the Navajo code talkers. When translated from Greek back to English letters, the consultant's message read like this. Hot off the presses. As I warned, there are some major red flags. It seems like we're back at square one, not having learned from Flint. That's what he fucking wrote. Whitmer and her team have since been named in a federal class action lawsuit accused of purposefully concealing a toxic lead emergency. And let's not forget Whitmer and her health director's despicable response to the nursing home deaths. Remember when disgraced New York Governor Andrew Cuomo commanded that long-term care facilities accept COVID patients in March of 2020? Whitmer followed suit. Remember that. And then remember a year later when a report by the New York Attorney General, a Democrat no less, exposed that nursing home deaths in New York were undercounted by as much as 50%. The New York media ran Cuomo out of office on a rope. Michigan's Attorney General, Dana Nessel, also a Democrat, punted, despite the fact that corpses were stacking up like cordwood in the staff's rooms of public hospitals. The Michigan Auditor General, however, found that Whitmer's crew undercounted nursing home deaths by at least 43%. And the national media hardly wrote a word. Well, that's going to change. Then there's the crime wave washing over the Great Lakes state. California Governor Gavin Newsom has become a hair-gelled punching bag for the epidemic of shootings, robberies, and junkies flopping out on the streets of Los Angeles and San Francisco. Whitmer's gotten a pass, but crime is bad too in Gretchland. In fact, it's worse. According to NeighborhoodScout.com, Michigan is home to 8 of America's 50 most violent cities. California is home to 3. What's Whitmer's plan? We're waiting to hear it. If Biden bows out, a battalion of coastal media is sure to parachute into Michigan, and they should send up a flare, because I'll be happy to show you around. You know what I hear a lot? Charlie LeDuff newsman, I thought you were dead. I'm not dead. I'm doing the news, the real news, right here, the No BS News Hour. You can find us on YouTube, you can find us on Facebook, Odyssey, or download it wherever you get your podcasts. Power the people.